This computer. All right, so let's start. You guys can come to on your back. So here's my mat. You can lay flat on your back with your legs extended, or if you want to, you can bend your knees, let them fall in against each other, whatever feels good to you. All right, find your spot to get started. If you don't like laying on your back and you'd rather be in child's pose, or you'd rather just come and sit up, then do that. Take your first few moments and just bring your focus to your breath. Let your breath push all your other distractions to the background. You can be here, just fully present to your mat, your practice, fully focused on your mat, your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, then we're going to add that element of control to our breath. So close your mouth. See if you can just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. But as you inhale, you're pulling that breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, you're pushing it all the way out. And that way we can start to move here just with one breath, one movement. That's what we want during our flowing yoga. Now, when we're ready to start moving here, all you're going to do at first, right? You're on your back, take your knees, just tuck them into your chest. And we're going to do a little twist to get started, open up the spine. So take your arms, you can take them out super wide if you want to in that T position, or you can bring them to cactus arms. Just drop your knees to the right as you look to the left. And then as you inhale, pull your knees back to center. As you exhale, drop your knees to the left, look to the right. All right, so I just want you to flow that. Let's just do it 2 more times each way. So we're going to inhale, pull the knees up. Exhale, drop them to the right. Inhale, pull them to center. Exhale, drop them to the left. Inhale, pull your knees back to center. We're going to do it 1 more time each time, or each side. So as you exhale, drop your knees to the right, look to the left. Inhale, pull your knees up to center. Exhale, drop them to the left and look to the right. Now here you're going to inhale, pull your knees back up to center. As you exhale here, drop your feet to the ground. Right? Now, if your arms are slightly wide, you have options here, right? We're going to do a little bridge flow, which means we're going to lift our hips up and down. If you want to take your hands and sit to your sides, maybe let them help out a little bit, you can do that. If you want to keep them out long or in cactus arms, you can do that. If you really want to start to work your core, take your arms up overhead and reach them up overhead. Now, as you inhale, you're going to pick your hips up off the mat, lift them as high as you can. Maybe you can lift them even with your knees. As you exhale, they're going to float back down. So do that twice more. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, drop them down. Do it 1 more time. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, drop them back down. As our hips drop back down here, you're going to take your knees, let them fall out to the sides. Bring the soles of your feet together. So you're here in that reclining bound ankle. And again, you can keep your hands overhead or you can drop them to your sides. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do from here, you're gonna keep your hips on the ground, but as you inhale, you're just gonna bring your knees together. As you exhale, open them up, just like you're giving your knees a little clap. Just do that 3 or 4 times. Waking up the legs a little bit, waking up those hip flexors, those inner thighs. One more time here. And then next time you bring your knees together, just keep your knees together. Now you're gonna take your feet out wide to the edges of your mat so that your pinky toes line up with the edges of your mat. Instead of letting your knees fall in against each other, keep your knees right over your ankles. And now take your arms again out to the sides or into those cactus arms. We're just gonna wind your leg a couple times here. So that means both knees are gonna go over to the right. You're gonna pull up center. And then both knees are gonna go over to the left. So you're just going back and forth here, back and forth. All right, now next time your knees come to center, you're gonna keep your feet on the ground, pick your feet up, bring your knees into your chest, take your hands to the crease of your knees, and just rock yourself up to a seated position. Once we get up here to seated, we're gonna come around into tabletop, so that's hands and knees pose. Get your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. We're gonna take some cat-cows here, get the spine moving, get the spine warmed up, and get our body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale here, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, that's cow pose. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, hollow out your armpits, that's cat. So just keep moving here, inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. So you can be going faster or slower than me as we do these. You just gotta find your rhythm. Find the rhythm of your breath and match your movements to them. Movements to your breath. All right, one more round here. And then we're gonna meet back in our neutral tabletop. Now, as we're in tabletop here, you're gonna tuck your toes under. So all 10 toes pressing into the mat. Lift your hips up and back. Come into that first down dog of the morning. So your fingers are spread wide like starfish, pointer finger at the front of the mat, letting your head drop between your shoulder blades, pushing your belly towards your upper thighs. If you want to add some movement here to your down dog, do that. You can bend one knee, then the other, walk in the dog. Maybe you want to sway your hips from side to side, if that feels good, or you just stay where you are. Just take the time, check in with your body, notice what's going on. What feels good, like you can really push forward here. Today, what doesn't feel so good, like you need to hold back. Make sure you're listening to your body, doing what it needs as we go through the rest of our practice. All right, now, from here, you're gonna bend your knees just slightly, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. And now I'm gonna show you the corner of the room here. You guys just stay at the top of your mat. Get that belly to the thighs, bend your knees as much as you need to make that happen. Right? You don't have to be straight-legged. Shake your head, yes and no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. The crown of your head is going right down towards the ground. All right, now we're gonna start our sun salutations here. We're gonna do the first one nice and slow while we all get it down, then we'll start to move a little faster. We'll move it with our breath. We're gonna start with some twists. So you're gonna keep your left hand planted on the mat. Right, you're gonna take your right hand, lift it up to the sky, and let a little bend come into your left knee. As you do that, push your right leg completely straight. So you're gonna feel that stretch go through your right leg. Now let your right hand come down, plant it, take your left hand up to the sky. Let that left hand come down, back to forward fold. This time we're gonna inhale, take a half lift to monkey, pull your shoulders even with your hips. Now the crown of your head should be pointed forward. Your back is perfectly flat. As you exhale, come back into that fold. So maybe you have to bend your knees a little bit. Put your belly on your thighs, let the crown of your head come towards the mat. This time as we inhale, we're gonna take a big reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Standing, I'll cut my head off, that's okay. I'm just stand back a little bit here so you guys can see. Now, from here, I want you to take your hands slightly apart, like you're holding a beach ball. Now what we're gonna do from here, as you exhale, you're gonna lean over to the right, like you're leaning that ball to the right. And then you're gonna drop it down outside your right foot, sweep it across the mat in front of you, over to the left, and then come all the way back up. Now go the other way, do the same things to the left, right? So you're holding that ball, you're leaning it to the left, and then you're gonna drop it down to what's outside your left foot, roll it across the front of your mat until it's over on the right, and then bring it all the way up. Right, so now you've got both hands overhead again. Drop your arms down into cactus arms. So your elbows are even with your shoulders, your palms are open towards the top of your mat. We're gonna take our back bend just like this, push your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up to the sky, your palms start to face the sky. As you inhale, come all the way up, take your arms overhead, and then as you exhale, swan dive back down into forward fold. Right, so come back to forward fold at the top of my mat. Now we're gonna take our Vinyasa flow. Take another half lift just to reset your back. Pull your shoulders in with your hips. Fold back down, plant your hands here. Step back into your plank. Right, so plank is right here. Your shoulders over your wrists. Your hips are just below your shoulders. Body's one straight line from the crown of the head down to the heels. Now if you want to drop your knees here, you can, right? And you can do this whole thing from your knees. What we're gonna do as we exhale, we're gonna lower ourselves down to our belly. Whether you're on your knees or on your toes, you're gonna bend your elbows, let them hug to your ribs, let your belly come all the way down to the mat. So as you come down, your hands are right by your chest, right? Not up by your shoulders, not back by your waist, right at your chest. As you inhale, you're just gonna lift your chest up slightly. So you should feel a little pull in your low back. Right, this is your baby cobra. Now if you wanna do a deeper back bend and use more upper body strength, we flow here. You can come all the way to up dog. You can press your palms into the mat, straighten your arms, pull your chest up and through. Come into up dog. Now, whether you're in up dog or you're in baby cobra, now you're gonna flip your feet, lift your hips up and back, bring yourself back to down dog where we started. All right, so we're gonna flow through that a couple more times. Now that you guys have seen it, we'll move a little faster, we'll move with our breath. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward to your hands, come to forward fold. Stay at the top of your mat while I turn forward here. Then plant your left hand, open up with your right hand, take that twist. Let the right hand come down, plant it, take your left hand up to the sky. Let your left hand come down, plant it, inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring it all the way up. And then from there, we're gonna take those beach ball side bends. So you're holding that ball overhead, lean it to the right, drop it down in front of your feet, and then bring it up to the left. Take it the other way, lean to the left, drop the ball down outside your left foot, roll it to the right, and come back up. Come all the way back up, drop it into cactus arms, exhale into your back bend, inhale, stand tall, arms overhead, exhale, swan dive it back down. Into forward fold. Another half lift to monkey here, shoulders even with the hips. Fold back down, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Exhale over through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra up dog, and then exhale, shift, down dog. All right, let's do that one more time. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward, your hands, come to your forward fold. Plant your left hand, open up with your right hand. Take that twist. Right hand comes down, plants. Left hand opens up. Left hand comes down and plants. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Hold that ball. Lean it to the right, drop it down, sweep it in front of you to the left. Come back up. Take that ball, lean it to the left. Back down, sweep it to the right, and come back up. Drop into your cactus arms, take your back bend. Inhale, stand tall, arms go overhead. Exhale, swan dive it all the way back down into forward fold. Inhale, another half lift to monkey, shoulders in with the hips. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or float, back to plank from your knees or from your toes. Exhale, lower through that chaturanga, bend your elbows, hug into your ribs. Inhale into baby cobra or all the way to up dog, and then exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, now from down dog, we're gonna bend the knees, look between your thumbs. You're gonna bring your feet forward to your hands again. Come back into your forward fold. Notice your forward fold here. Hopefully it's a little bit deeper than where you were the first time we came into this, all right? I'm turning sideways again for this part so you guys can see me. You stay at the top of your mat. All right, we're gonna take another half lift monkey here. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. And then as you exhale, fold back down. Now this time as we inhale, we're gonna come up into chair. So bend your knees, send your hips back and down, lift your upper body up. Hands can be at heart center, hands can be reaching forward, your hands can be up to the sky if you really want to challenge your core, right? Now what we're gonna do from here, right? I'm here, I'm gonna come a little further back so you can see my whole body. I'm gonna cut off here a second, sorry. Now we're gonna rise up, you're gonna push through your right foot, come all the way to standing. As you do that, take your arms overhead and lift your left foot up off the ground. So you look like this, a little high karate. If you have to keep your left toes on the ground, you're just on the tip of your toes and it looks like this, that's fine too. As you exhale here, you're gonna drop back into chair. Now we're gonna do that the other way. So you're gonna inhale, come all the way up, press through your left foot, your left leg's gonna straighten, your right knee is gonna stay bent, just peel up, maybe off the ground, curly up in your chest, maybe just where your right toes are still on the ground. Now drop that right foot back down, drop back into your chair. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, straighten your legs, drop your hands to the mat, come back to forward fold. Let's take a flow here. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, now from here, you're gonna take your right leg and lift it up to the sky. All right, bend into your right knee, curl it under your chest, and you're gonna step that right foot right between your thumbs, coming to runner's lunge. So you want your right knee right over your right ankle, your left leg nice and long. Right, now you can drop your left heel to the ground here for this first part if you want to. If you want to keep those right toes pointed, left toes pointed forward, do that, it's up to you. Now what we're gonna do here, as we inhale, we're gonna peel up, you're just gonna peel your chest up off your right thigh, and you're gonna reach your arms forward. So we're not coming all the way up, right? We're here, lightning bolt, looks like this. Again, your left heel can be down, it could look like this. Now, take your hands, keep your chest hovering over your right thigh. Take your hands, sweep them back behind you. Right now you're here in thunderbolt. Your palms are up to the sky. Your shoulder blades are pulling together, your thumbs are coming together. Now this time as we inhale, we're gonna come all the way up. So it's like you're pushing through mud with your hands. Your torso lifts up. Hands go up to the sky. Right? Now here, everybody's gonna take their left toes, turn them forward. So you look, you're here in a little crescent. Now, you're gonna dip down. If you need to bring your hands to heart center, you can. Put a little bend in your left knee so you drop it towards the ground. Not all the way to the ground, just towards the ground. Then push it back up. Now this time, you're gonna bend into your left knee. You're gonna let your left knee come all the way to the ground. You're gonna flatten out your left foot, right? So now you're here in a kneeling crescent, hands up to the sky. From there, we're gonna shift into a half pyramid. So your right leg is gonna straighten, your right toes are gonna flip up off the ground. Drop your hands down on either side of your right leg, right? Square off your hips here, so that means you're gonna push your right hip forward, push your left hip back. Angle your torso right over your right leg. Bring your nose down toward your right knee, right? Maybe bring your hands more forward. They can be all the way towards your right ankle. Maybe they're back, they're more towards your back knee or even your hips, and that's all good too. You wanna feel this as a stretch in the back of your right hamstring, back of your right thigh. Now from here, we're gonna come back forward, put your right foot back down, bend back into your right knee, walk everything back forward. Plant your hands. Now you're gonna tuck your left toes under, come back up off your left knee. Step your right foot back to meet your left, and then take a flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, so we're gonna do all that again on the left side. I'm gonna move my mat a little bit further back here so you guys can still see me and I can stay on it. I'm gonna turn it around and go to the other side. You guys are just staying where you are, all right? Now your left leg is gonna come up to the sky. Bend into your left knee, curl into your chest, place that left foot right between your thumbs. If it takes you more than one step to get there, that's okay, right? But make sure you end up with your left knee right over your left ankle. That right leg nice and long back. Remember, for this first part, your option. You can drop the right heel or you can keep the right heel up. We're going to peel the upper body off our left thigh. reach the hands forward. So we're here in our lightning bolt. Chest just hovering over the left thigh. Palms facing each other, thumbs up to the sky, crown of the head, going right towards the top of your back. Now, sweep your hands back behind you, right? Now your palms are up to the sky. Thumbs are coming together, your shoulder blades are pulling together. And from there, you're gonna push your hands forward and slowly lift your torso. Bring your hands all the way up to the sky. Now everybody's right toes are gonna point forward. You're gonna bend into your right knee and slowly dip it towards the mat. Now you're not coming all the way down here. Just one little bend in the knee. Then push it all the way back up. Now this time we're gonna bend into that right knee and let ourselves come all the way down. Let out your right foot, you're here in that kneeling crescent. Now, you're gonna push your left leg straight, let your left toes flip up off the mat, drop your hands down on either side of your left leg. Square your hips off here, push that right hip back, draw that left hip forward. Get your torso right over your left leg, bring your nose towards your left knee. Again, whatever you wanna do with your hands. It's gonna feel differently wherever you place them, you find what's good for you. The more you drop that right hip back towards the right glute, the more you're gonna feel it, but you don't wanna sit down on that right hip, even if you could, right? One more breath here, just so we feel the stretch. Next time when we go through this, we won't hold it as long. And then bend into your left knee, bring your left ankle over your left knee. Now we're gonna tuck those right toes under, come up off the right knee, plant your hands, step your left foot back to meet your right. Take your flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, now from your down dog this time, you're gonna bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward your hands, come to forward fold. All right, now this time, from your forward fold, you're gonna take a half lift into monkey, just to reset, shoulders even with the hips. Then fold back down. Now this time, as you inhale, come into chair. Bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Whatever you want to do with your hands. They can reach forward, they can be at heart center, they can be up to the sky. All right, now, we're gonna rise up here just like we did before. All the way goes into the right foot, the right leg's gonna straighten, but the left knee's gonna stay bent. Left foot's just gonna come up off the floor, and you're gonna come into that high cardiac, curling that left knee as high into your chest as you can. If you're just here, that's okay. All right, drop that left foot down, come back into your chair. Now we're putting all the weight into the left foot, pushing that left leg all the way straight, lifting the right leg high to the sky. Drop that right leg back down, come back into your chair. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, straighten your legs, drop your hands to the mat, come to forward fold. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Plant your hands, step or float, back to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, so we're gonna go through all that again. We're gonna add on a little bit, right, from once we get past the parts we've already been through, but we're gonna move through the parts we've already been through a little faster this time. Take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend your knee, step that foot through, come to runner's lunge. Drop your left heel if you want to. Inhale, come up into your lightning bolt. Your lightning bolt, sweep your hands back behind you, come to thunderbolt. Then from thunderbolt, you're gonna pull it all the way up into crescent. Bend into that left knee, dip down towards the ground. Push it back up to crescent. Now this time as you dip that left knee, let it come all the way to the ground. Untuck your left toes, come to that kneeling crescent. From there, we're gonna come to half pyramid. Push your right leg straight, let your hands land on the mat. Drape your upper body over your right leg. All right, now from here, we're gonna come back forward, bend into your right knee. All right, tuck your left toes under. You're gonna come up back into kneeling or into a regular runner's lunge. Now this time from our runner's lunge, what we're gonna do, you're gonna push off with those left toes. See my left foot moving? I'm gonna push off of those left toes. Let my right leg straighten. Let my left leg lift up to the sky for standing splits. You want the crown of your head to go towards the floor. right? So I'm lifting that left leg as high as I can. My belly's touching my right thigh. I'm staring right at my right knee. Now, here's our challenge today. We're gonna come here from the standing split into a warrior three. So you're gonna keep your left foot off the ground. You're just gonna peel your chest up, bring your chest parallel to the ground. Whatever you wanna do with your hands, I like to sweep them back behind me. You can bring them to heart center. You can take them out to the sides, or you can reach them forward, right? But you wanna get that chest parallel to the ground, crown of the head pointed straight towards the top of your mat. Trying to lift that left leg as close to hip level as you can get it. All right, now as we land here, we're gonna land in warrior one. So you're gonna bend in to your right knee. Let your left foot land, but let your left toes turn towards the left edge or the right edge of your mat. Your left heels towards the left edge of your mat. Square your hips towards the front of your mat. Take your hands up to the sky. And this is your warrior one. Now from warrior one, I'm gonna drop my hands down. They're gonna interlace behind my back. Pull my shoulder blades together, press those knuckles towards the floor. As you inhale, or take a deep inhale here, as you exhale, lean back and look up. Right, so you're really pushing your knuckles towards the floor, opening your chest. Inhale, come back up. This time as you exhale, now you're gonna bow all the way forward into humble warrior. You're gonna lean forward. See if you can get your right shoulder to come to the inside of your right knee. Letting your head go so you're looking back at your left toes here. Maybe you can lift your hands up and off your low back. If that doesn't happen, they can stay on your low back. All right, now from here, we're gonna come up, you're gonna release your hands. You're gonna come all the way up into five-pointed star. So as you rise up, you're turning your right toes towards the front, or towards the long edge of your mat, that's what I should say. Your hands are going up to the sky. I know my hands are disappearing out of the frame, but I'm reaching those as high as I can towards the ceiling. That's my five-pointed star. Now from here, turn your heels in and your toes out. So your feet are at a diagonal. Bend your knees, let them track right along the ankles, and drop your hips. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Bring your arms to cactus arms again. And the elbows. Bring your elbows even with your shoulders, palms towards me. Sink as low as you can into your goddess. All right, now what we're gonna do here as we inhale next, we're just gonna come right back up to five-pointed star. So you're pushing through your feet, bringing your legs straight, taking your hands back up to the sky, turn your toes back towards me. Now from here, you're gonna turn your right toes back towards the front of the room, bend back into your right knee. And then cartwheel your hands around so that your left hand lands on the inside of your right foot, and your right hand goes up to the sky. So we're in twisted lunge. Now you can turn those left toes forward if you want to, or you can keep the left heel down. But you're trying to stack your shoulders, open your chest towards the right side of the room. Now I'm gonna push away from the mat here with my left hand. I'm gonna drop my left heel again, spin around. This time you're gonna let your right leg straighten again. Your hips are gonna face the long edge of your back, but keep your right toes pointed forward. Hands are gonna go up to the sky. I'm gonna grab my right wrist with my left hand, scoot back as far as I can so you guys can see me, and I'm pulling my right wrist back towards the left side of the room. Or I shouldn't say that, I'm pulling my right hand back towards my left leg, I guess, right? But my right toes are still pointed forward. Whole right side body opening up. Now, release your hands here, bend back into your right knee, take your arms out long, just come into warrior two. Look right over the middle finger on your right hand. Okay. You want to be perfectly aligned here. Your shoulders aligned with each other, right? So if I'm looking at my right fingertips, if there was a mirror in front of my right fingertips, I wouldn't see my left hand behind me because everything's aligned. That right knee's going towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Cartwheel your hands around here. Let your hands land on either side of your right foot. Turn your left toes forward. You're gonna step your right foot back to meet your left. Take a float here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, we're gonna do all of it again one more time on the left side. So I'm gonna turn around here so you guys are seeing what's going on. You stay where you are. Take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend into your left knee, step it through, come to runner's lunge. Once you're in your runner's lunge, you're gonna peel up into your lightning bolt. And sweep your hands back, come to thunderbolt. Push your hands forward, lift your torso, come all the way up into your crescent. Dip that back knee back down towards the mat, but then come back up. This time dip it down, take it all the way to the mat. Flatten out your left foot, right foot. Flatten out your right foot. And then let your left leg straighten, let your left toe slip up off the mat. Come here to your half pyramid. Just taking a couple breaths here. And then we're gonna bring it back forward, put your left foot back on the ground, come back into your left knee, sweep your hands back up into that kneeling crescent. Now from here, or you can have your hands down. We had our hands down before, it's fine. We'll have our hands down here. Tuck your right toes under, come up off your right knee. Drop your right heel to the mat so that your right toes are facing towards the right side of the room. And then you're gonna peel your chest up and come all the way to warrior one. Square your hips towards your left leg, towards the top of your mat. Maybe you're spinning your pinky fingers in towards each other. Everything nice and open. Right now, from your warrior one, sweep your hands around, bring them back behind you. Interlace your hands, pushing your knuckles towards the ground so that your shoulder blades are pulling together and your chest is opening. As you exhale here, first lean back. Keep that bend in your left knee, but lean back. Then come up. And then as you exhale next, now you're leaning forward, bringing that left shoulder towards the inside of the left knee. If it doesn't get all the way to the inside of the left knee, that's okay. You can hover above the left knee. Just don't rest it on the left knee, right? Bring it to the inside or hover it above. Let your head go so you're looking at your right toes. All right, now we're gonna release our hands here. Push your left leg all the way straight. Turn your toes towards the front of the room. Reach your hands up to the sky. Come to that five-pointed star. So in five-pointed star, we're trying to lengthen out the spine, right? That's the whole point. Get yourself as tall as you can. Right now from here, turn your heels in again, toes out, and we're gonna exhale, drop it down to goddess. So you're bending your knees, letting them track along your ankles, dropping your hips, bringing your arms to cactus arms. Get as low as you can here. And then on your next inhale, take it back up to five-pointed star. Push your legs straight, take your hands up to the sky, turn both toes towards the long edge of your mat. Right now from here, we're gonna turn the left toes back towards the left side of the room. Right, or back towards the top of your mat, that's what I want to say. Bend into your left knee, and then your hands are going to curl around. You're going to drop your right hand to the inside of your left foot, left hand up to the sky. Now, let your left hand come down here. Turn your right toes forward. You're back in runner's lunge. We're going to add in those balances here. I know I did them the other way around last time, but we're going to put them in right here. So you're going to push off with your right toes. You're going to straighten out your left leg. Let the crown of your head come towards the ground. Now we're here in that standing split, belly touching the left thigh. Nose going towards the left knee. Crown of the head going straight down towards the mat. Doesn't matter if you can't lift your right leg very high, if your right leg is just hovering off the mat, or your right toes are on the mat, it's all good. Here's the real challenge, right? We're going to pull it up into warrior three. So you're peeling your upper body up. Lifting your hands up. Now I like my hands back behind me as I get set. If you want your hands at heart center or out to the sides, we're reaching forward. Do that. Trying to lift your right leg to hip level, getting those right toes and right hip to stay pointed towards the ground as your chest is parallel to the ground and the crown of your head is towards the top of your mat. All right, let's land it here in warrior one. Bend into your left knee. Let your right toes turn to the right and then rise up into your warrior one. Now, for more warrior one here, we're gonna push that left leg all the way straight. Let your hips come towards the right edge of your mat, right? So your left toes are still pointed forward, right toes still pointed to the right. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and pull back into sky archer. Let that whole left side body open up. Release your hands here, bend back into your left knee, and take your arms long, come to your warrior two. Keep deep bend in the left knee, looking right over the middle finger on your left hand, right? You want to sink deep into that left knee, but make sure it's going towards the pinky side of the foot. Hips right over the torso, not leaning forward, not leaning back. Everything's nice and aligned. One more breath here. Powerful warrior. Then let's cartwheel those hands around, let them land on either side of your left foot. Turn your right toes forward. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Take your flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, now from down dog, you're gonna bend your knees. Look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward, your hands. Come to forward fold. Belly to thighs, crown the head towards the ground. I'm turning forward here. You guys stay where you are. And then from your forward fold, toe your feet out wide to the edges of your mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out, and then bend into your knees and drop your hips. Come down to your Malasana squat. All right, so Malasana looks like this. My heels are on the ground. That's key. I've got my hands at heart center. Bring my elbows to the inside of my knees. Push them open a little bit. If it's hard for you to get into Malasana squat, one thing you can do is try to bring your feet a little bit wider. That makes it easier to keep your heels down. If you still can't keep your heels down, or if it absolutely doesn't feel comfortable to you when you're in Malasana, then drop all the way down to your hips and bring the soles of your feet together. Come here to your bound ankle. Again, hands at heart center, pushing the elbows into the knees, pushing those knees open. Either way, you're gonna get a hip opener, and that's the physical thing that we want here in this pose, right? To open the hips. So whether you're in bound ankle or you're in Malasana, all good. Physiologically, we're trying to calm the body down from the flow. So I want you to bring your focus back to your breath. Bring that control back to your breath. If you lost it, you can get it back here. Lengthen your breaths again. Slow your breaths again. Deepen your breaths again. All right, and then when you're ready, everybody's gonna come down to their glutes. We're gonna come around back into tabletop. And we're gonna go back into down dog. So we're gonna do some core work here, right? But it's a little bit flowy. We're gonna start from your down dog. All right, now, just like we did during the flow, I want you to take that right leg up to the sky. Now, you're gonna bend into your right knee and open up your hip. So you're gonna bring your right knee up towards the sky, bring your right heel towards your left glute. If I look underneath my left armpit, you kind of see my right toes hanging out there. Right, now you can stay here for this part. I encourage all of you to try this. Most of you are ready to do it, right? You just don't think you are. If it feels okay to you, what I want you to do is let yourself come over, let those right toes land on the ground. Let your right hand pick up off the mat. Your left leg's gonna straighten, your right foot's flat on the ground, and you're reaching your right fingertips towards the front of the room. Now, if you don't wanna do this, right, that's okay, stay there with your hip open. What we're gonna do from here, right, you're gonna push off with your right foot, we're gonna come back around, we're gonna come back through one-legged dog. So if you just stayed up, straighten out your right leg now. Now you're here, right? But then from here, you're gonna bend into your right knee. You're gonna start to bring your right knee over towards your left elbow so your shoulders come over your wrists. Kick that right foot all the way through now, underneath your left armpit. Let your left heel drop to the ground. This time, pick your left hand up off the mat. So you're here at starfish. Now you can have your right knee down on the ground if you need to here. And you're here. Right now, wherever you are, let that left hand come back down. You're gonna pull that right foot back from underneath you. Now we're gonna come all the way into side plank, right? So I'm gonna let that left heel drop the other way. And I'm gonna stack my feet, open my right hand up. Obviously I did up towards the back of the mat, right? But it's gonna look like this from the front. Now you can drop that left knee to the ground if you want to, and you would look like this with your right hand up to the sky. Right now, wherever you are here, drop that right hand back down and let you come back to down dog. All right, now let's try that on the left side. So you're gonna take your left leg. I'm gonna turn around. Here, lift your left leg up to the sky. Bend into your left knee, open your hip. You bring that left heel towards the right glute, left knee up to the sky. If you want to here, I encourage you to at least try it, right? Let that left foot come down, let your right heel drop. Take your left hand towards the front of the room, come all the way to pelvis spiral thing. Right? It's not as hard as it looks. All right, now we're gonna come back around. If you're just here with your hip open, that's fine. Take your left hand back to the mat. Take your left leg straight. Now you're gonna bend into your left knee. Shift your shoulders over your wrist, or bring your left knee towards your right elbow, and then kick your left leg long all the way through. Let your right heel drop. Take your right hand up to the sky for starfish. Again, look like this if you needed to. Right, from there, let that right hand come back down. You're gonna unthread that left leg, right? And it's just gonna come all the way around. So your right foot turns the other way. Put your left foot on top of it. Come to your side plank. I'm gonna flip around so you can see me. Right, so I'm here on side plank. Maybe I'm here. My left shoulder's right over my left wrist. My right shoulder's right on top of my left. Right, so you can be here. If you need to stagger, maybe your right foot comes in front or back behind you, all good. All right, from here, let that right hand come back down. Push it back into down dog one more time. And then this time, from our down dog, we're gonna go into our stretches. Take your right leg up to the side here, bend into your right knee. Now you're just gonna shift forward, shoulders over the wrist. Drop your right knee by your right wrist. Start to walk those right toes over towards your left wrist. Drop your left knee, and then toe your left knee back until you can get your left hip to come towards your right heel, right? So we're coming here into pigeon. Hands go in front of the right shin. Push yourself all the way up. And then if you want to here, you can start to come down. Maybe you come down to your forearms. Right? Maybe you come all the way down to your chest. All right, my right hip's up off the ground here, right? Because that's what happens for most people. We don't get that right hip all the way to the ground. So you don't want to lean to the right. Try to push that hip to the ground. You want to keep that space. That's what's giving you the sensation in your right hip. What you want to do is push that left hip towards the ground, towards your right heel. Now, if this doesn't feel great to you, you guys know this, you always have the option for deer, right? If I come into deer, I let my right hip come all the way to the ground, and then I bend into my left knee, bring my left knee in against the sole of my right foot. So it will look like this. And then I fold over my right shin. So if you need to go to deer, go to deer. If you're good in pigeon, hold there, 3 or 4 more breaths. Now, whether you're in deer or you're in pigeon, come back up to your palms here. Right, so you're here. If you're in deer, it's fine too. You just show your palms on the ground. You're gonna bend into your left knee. Bring your left heel towards your left glute. And then you can use either your right hand or your left hand. Right, you're gonna reach it back around, grab a hold of your left ankle, pull it in towards you. So we're getting that quad stretch. Maybe I do it with my left hand, and it looks like this. If that's easier for you, do that. If you're like, I don't know what you're doing, but I can't do it, right? Lay all the way down and just let your right leg come out, and then bend into your left knee and grab it from there. Right? That's your other option. You guys stay here, a couple more breaths. I'm just coming to see what I can see of you guys. All right, you'll look good. Those of you whose heads or bodies I can actually see, you're doing it. Take one more breath here. And then you're gonna release that left leg. Take it back down, right? Tuck your left toes under now, up off your left knee. And you're gonna come back either into down dog or into tabletop. Once you get there, right, move that right leg around a little bit. Maybe you're here, maybe you take it up to the sky. Even if you're a down dog, maybe you do some fire hanging circles. Just make sure your right leg's feeling good again. And then we're gonna switch, and we're gonna do that on the other side. All right, so when you're ready, drop it back into tabletop or into down dog. We're all gonna come into down dog. And then we're gonna do those things on the left side. This time it's your left leg, it's gonna lift. You bend into the left knee, you bring it all the way to your left wrist. Drop it down, and then walk those left toes over towards your right wrist. Your right knee is gonna drop down, flatten out your right foot, or don't flatten out your right foot yet, right? Because you're gonna move that right knee back so that your right hip comes towards your left heel, wherever that is. And then you're gonna push that right hip towards the left heel again, keeping that space so the left hip isn't coming all the way to the ground. Push yourself all the way up once you're in your spot. Then let yourself come down. Maybe to your elbows, maybe all the way to your chest. If you need deer, let that left hip drop. Pull that right knee in against the sole of the left foot and fold over your left shin from there. Right? Take a few breaths here wherever you are. One more breath here. And we're all going to come up to our palms. Right. And again, if you can do this from your pigeon position, then do it. You're going to bring that right heel to the right glute. And then reach around either with your right hand or with your left hand. And grab a hold of that right, you're on your left ankle, right ankle. Bring your right ankle towards your glute. You can be here, or you can be here. Again, if it's not working for you in pigeon, from pigeon or deer position, then just lay all the way down on your belly, then bend into that right knee and breathe in. Take 3 more breaths here. Now, release that left foot, or sorry, right foot. Let it come back down to the ground. You're back in that pigeon position. Right, we're gonna come back either all the way to down dog or just tabletop if that's what feels better, right? And then from there, make sure you're moving that left leg around a little bit. Whether you're taking it up to the sky, or you're doing those fire hydrant circles, or you're just pressing it back in your tabletop. And eventually, we're all gonna come back here into tabletop. And then from tabletop, let your hips go to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. We're gonna lay down our back and finish up with these last ones from our back. We're just gonna do one more stretch, then we'll do our inversions, all of it from our back. So come with your feet at the top of your mat and your knees up to the sky. So you're in that hook line. Take your arms long and then tuck your chin to your chest, look at your belly, round all the way down. Once we get all the way down here, just like we did at the beginning, you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the sides. So we're in that reclining down angle. Now you can do whatever you want with your hands here. It should be more relaxing, more of a stretch. So you can let your hands rest on your belly or at your sides. If you want them to go out to the sides, they can. If you want to take them overhead to open up the upper body, you can do that. If you need more in your legs, you can drop your hands down to your inner thighs or your knees and push your legs further open. Okay. As always, if you need more sensation in your legs, draw your heels a little closer to your glutes. If you want to back it off, push the heels further away, make more of a diamond shape, right? Find it for you. Just stay here for a few more breaths. Right, now, from here, bring your knees back together, put your feet back on the ground. Now everybody's gonna take their hands right to their sides, palms face down. Walk your heels in here as close to your glutes as you can possibly get them. Or maybe they're close enough that you can feel the fingertips brush the back of the heels. If you can't get that close, it's okay. What we're gonna do from here though, you're gonna press into all 4 corners of the feet. You're gonna lift your hips up to the sky. So we're back on that bridge like we did at the beginning. But here I just want you to hold your bridge. Right? Just keep pushing those hips up. You're going to use the strength in your legs to get into your bridge here. So engage your quads, engage your glutes. Push your hips as high as you can. That increases the flexibility at the back. So take 3 breaths here, just holding it. If you want to make this really deep, you can work one entire shoulder and the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. That'll make your hips push even higher, but it's just an option. You don't have to. And then when you're ready, you clasp your hands, release them, and everybody's gonna let their hips float back down to the mat. All right, from here, we're gonna come into our waterfall. So your hands are gonna stay at your sides, palms face down. Your feet are gonna go straight up to the sky. So now you're flexing your feet like you're gonna step on the ceiling. Soles of your feet towards the ceiling. Now, this is waterfall, it's a great inversion. You wanna stay right here, stay right here. If you need more in this inversion, your option is to come to shoulder stand. In shoulder stand, you lift your hips up on your own. Put your hands in the small of your back. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. So you can be in shoulder stand here, or you can be in waterfall, whatever feels better to your body. If you're in shoulder stand, make sure your elbows are pointed right towards the front of the room. You wanna take the body weight into the shoulder girdle, not into the elbow joint. And your feet become kind of half flexed, half pointed. Right? You don't have to be in in shoulder stand. You can keep it in waterfall. That's what your body feels like. We're getting great inversion benefits here, whatever version of the inversion you're in. We're getting that naturally lowered blood pressure. We're getting that increased circulation as the blood goes from the feet, where it pulls all day, back to the head and the heart where we need it more. And we're flooding the body with all sorts of anti-aging and anti-stress hormones. All good things happen when we get a little bit upside down here. Now, when we're ready to come out of this, whatever version you're in, we're all going to come out the same way. Bend your knees, let them scrape along your face and body. Slowly drop those feet back down to the mat. All right, now, once your feet are back down to the mat, we're going to come into Happy Baby. So in Happy Baby, our feet come up again, but this time, right, maybe they don't come straight over our hips, right? They might be more angled. Maybe they do come straight over your hips. That's up to you. You're going to separate your feet slightly, though. Maybe a whole lot. Maybe just a little bit, that's up to you. You're gonna bend your knees, and again, maybe it's a little bend, maybe it's a big bend, maybe you're not bending them at all. Reach up for your same foot with your same hand. So if you're grabbing the inside soles of your feet, the outside soles of your feet, your heels, maybe you're not grabbing your foot at all, and it's your ankle or your shin or your knee. Wherever you make that connection, it's good. Once you've made it, just let yourself hang out here. Roll forward a little bit so that you feel that sacrum press into the mat. Then you can add that rock from side to side. And it feels like giving yourself a little smile massage. And if that feels good, you can keep doing it. If it doesn't, then don't. Stay still if you need to. You can keep rocking. You can change your leg position now that you're here. Happy Baby should be the happy part of your practice, right? It should feel really delicious. Make sure it feels like that. 2 more breaths. And then take your knees, hug them all the way in to your chest. Now we're going to take our final twist here, right? Just like we did at the beginning of class. Only this time we're going to hold them a little bit longer. You're going to take those arms out long, like wings in that T position. As you exhale, let your knees drop to the right as your chin and gaze go to the left. Now if you want to here, you can take your right hand, press down on the top of your left knee, getting a little closer to the earth. Give you a little extra, right? Or you can extend your legs so your toes reach towards your right fingertips, or you can just stay where you are. The key here is to keep that left shoulder anchored. That's what's giving you the twist. All right, as you inhale next, bring your knees back to center. Now as we exhale, we're going to drop the knees to the left, and you're going to take your chin and your gaze to the right. So same thing here. If you want to make it deeper, press down on the knees with your left hand, or extend your legs towards your left fingertips, or just stay where you are. You always finish off with this twist, seals off the practice, lets our bodies remember what they did today, so next time we can practice, everything's going to seem a little easier, and we're going to be able to go everywhere a little deeper. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center here. You're going to give them one final hug into your chest. And then we're going to set up for our final pose, our Shavasana, right? So let your legs come out long. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down. This is your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. If it's not a comfortable place for you, then don't stay here. You've got lots of other options. You can bend your knees, let them fall in against each other. You can butterfly your legs like we did in that reclining bound ankle. Or you can roll to your side. Just find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. All right, I'm sitting up here just so you guys can, so that I can talk to you. You guys stay wherever you want to be. If you want to be sitting up, you can. Stay lying down. I want to get to that perfect quiet of the mind. If it's a struggle, remember your breath can help. Don't try to control your breath here. Let your breath do what it wants to do. You've released control of your breath. Now you're allowing your breath to guide you. But in order for it to guide you, you have to keep that full focus on the breath. Keep noticing the breath. Keep observing the breath. You can master that. You'll allow your breath to take you right to a place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. When you get there, that's your true quiet of the mind. Now slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do a nice full deep body stretch. And then from there, just let yourself roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there just to reacclimate to our space. The sights and the sounds will come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. But then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated, and we will close here. As you inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, bring them back down to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I will see you all on